Good morning. Well, in our last episode, we covered, of course, our cross-country journey in the rental truck from Las Vegas to Knoxville. However, one of the things that we did not bring with us was our car. Our car is still back in Las Vegas. So here I am a couple days later after arriving in Knoxville. I'm flying back to Vegas this morning, starting the drive cross-country back here to Knoxville. And our mission is to see how close Google Maps comes in projecting the time it will take. Google Maps says it's about 1,936 miles more or less and should take about 29 hours to drive back here. So we're going to check Google Maps and see how close they are. So join us on this second cross-country journey, and it will certainly be faster than the last one we did. See you soon. So far on our Google Map challenge, Google seems to be doing very well and quite accurate. Let me just give you a recap. After one day of travel, we're in Gallup, New Mexico. So from Henderson, Nevada, Las Vegas, Google said it would take to where we are 6 hours and 15 minutes and be 438 miles. The GPS on the car said it would take 6 hours 24 minutes and 437 miles, so virtually the same. And actually, it took 6 hours 32 minutes and right on with Google's mileage of 438. And that gave us a average speed of 67 miles an hour over a 6.5 hour trip. So very accurate so far. I'm very impressed. So we're heading off today on day 2, and let's see how well Google does and on our next adventure. Bye-bye. I'm just outside of Tucumcari, New Mexico right now, and I just wanted to share a thought with you that just came to me. I mean, you know, we only have so many years or days in our lives, and driving across this country on a beautiful day, a clear blue sky, it's such a thrill. It's such an experience, and I don't know if I encourage any of you to do this at least sometime in your life. If you're a truck driver, you do this all the time, but it's just I can't help but think of what a privilege it is to be able to just get in a car and be able to do something like this. There's so many people in their lives, I mean, they're hemmed in just a little village or a little place and never get an opportunity to even imagine doing something like this. And I'm just trying to share that with you, that what a beautiful experience it is to drive across the country. Okay, back in the car. Here we go. Well, we finished yesterday's drive to Weatherford, Oklahoma. Let me give you a quick rundown and see how Google is doing. Google said it would take from our last destination to here 606 miles. That's the same distance that the GPS on the car said. Google said it would take 8 hours and 31 minutes. The car said it would take 8 hours 44 minutes. It actually took 8 hours, 38 minutes. So right in between the two. It's amazing. And the actual mileage was 606. Exactly what both the car GPS and Google Maps said it would be. averaging about 70 miles an hour. For 606 miles, averaging 70 miles an hour, I think I did pretty good. Okay, well, we're off again, and let's see how Google does again today as we make our way back to Tennessee. Well, we're getting ready to hit the road here again from Conway, Arkansas. Yesterday's journey, Google said it was 375 miles from Weatherford, Oklahoma, here to Conway, and it would take 5 hours, 31 minutes. Our car GPS said it would be 372 miles, only a 3-mile discrepancy there, and would take 5 hours, 26 minutes. It actually took 5 hours, 36 minutes, so a little bit longer, but that can be attributed to the fact that I took a wrong turn at one point and had to loop back, and it was actually 377 miles. So compared to the 372 that the GPS said and the 375 that Google said. So all in all, we were pretty darn close. So I'm very impressed so far with Google and my own car GPS. So today we are off to Dixon, Tennessee, on our way to Knoxville. Well, this is your intrepid traveler once again checking out how Google Maps did compared to reality on our trip from Henderson, Las Vegas to Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay, yesterday the GPS said it would be 336 miles. Google said 335. It actually was 335, just right on. The time it was to take, Google said 5 hours, 14 minutes. The car said it would be 4 hours, 59 minutes, and actually it was 5 hours, 49 minutes, but that was due to a couple of horrific truck crashes on I-40. We still, with all of that, were able to average 62 miles an hour. So for all you statistics geeks out there, so far, Google and our TomTom GPS system in the car are doing remarkably well, and we're on the last leg here, and then we'll do a wrap up and we'll be through with this nonsense. Thank you. I want to give you a final wrap up as we end this stupidity. For the entire trip, Google said it would take 1,964 miles and would take 28 hours, 46 minutes. The car GPS, the TomTom, said it would be 1,961 miles, just about the same, and would take 28 hours, 55 minutes. So their algorithm obviously is giving you a little bit more time. In actuality, it was 1,966 miles, so almost the same, but it actually took 29 hours, 53 minutes. Well, that's what happens when there are smash-ups on the road and different things that happen to slow you down. What this tells you is, I think, is that you can be pretty darn confident, at least when traveling in the United States, that Google Maps is going to be very accurate in terms of distance. And what you better do if you're driving is, take their suggested time, estimated time, and add some time to it. Whatever you feel. Maybe you don't drive the speed limit all the time, but especially you're not going to be doing that if you're, if there are wrecks or construction, which there were, and that sort of thing. So there you have it. That's the end of our driving odyssey. I hope this was of some use to you, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.